Hello, everyone. Sorry. What the? I didn't even know. I didn't even notice this is sticking out, but whatever. Sorry. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the Steelers in Week 2. We beat the Broncos 26-21. Overall, I'd say a decent performance. Let's start with the offense, then we'll go defense, then we'll do special teams. Offense compared to Week 1 was about the same. Obviously, Denver's defense is a little bit better than the Giants' defense. It was about the same, though. We scored maybe, 3 touchdowns, and I think we had 1 field goal. Yeah, we had 2 touchdowns in the first half, 1 touchdown in the second half, and we had a field goal in the first half as well. The first touchdown, I believe, was a James Conner rush for like 3 yards into the end zone. That was just a well put together drive and a good rushing touchdown. And then the next touchdown, I do not remember what it was. I don't remember, but I believe it was a passing touchdown because I believe Big Ben had 2 passing touchdowns. He had one in the first half and one in the second half, and then that put us up 14-3, I think. And then we kicked a field goal at the end of the half. We were leading 17-3. And then we had Big Ben had a rolling touchdown where he rolled out to the right, threw it across his body to the left while he was running. That was a 3rd touchdown. That was a great pass, a great catch. There's only like 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the NFL that can do that throw. Ben, Patrick Mahomes, and maybe I don't know who else. This might be it. Maybe Drew Brees. But anyway, after that, overall a decent performance by the offense. Couldn't punch it in when we got that field goal. And Benny Snell did fumble once. He fumbled in the first game too, but this fumble, it was kind of bad. It's not his fault. Well, actually, it is his fault. He's the one that fumbled it. And then Deontay Johnson needs to work on his hands a little bit. He's good at catching the ball and running with it, but we did this end-around play, like the first play of on offense, the entire game, the first play, and we end around to him, and he dropped it, and we lost 8 yards. We almost lost the ball. They almost got the ball, just like the Giants did because of Deontay Johnson on special teams, but we ended up getting that back. Decent performance on offense. It was enough to get the job done. But defense is the best part of the team, and it's shown every week. 7 sacks, that's really good. We had 7 sacks. We had an interception. I think we had a fumble recovery. Or did we have 2 interceptions? No, we had 1 interception. I think we had a fumble recovery. And then 7 sacks though. And then we had actually no, that was on special teams. So we're getting to that. We hit Drew Lock so hard that his shoulder got destroyed and he had to come out of the game. And, honestly, I think Drew Lock should be the backup to Jeff Driscoll, because Jeff Driscoll, who was the backup QB who came in for the Broncos, he looked really good. He only had 1 interception, and that wasn't his fault. Cortland Sutton just dropped the ball. For what it's worth, I think the defense, even when they have a bad play, it's still a good play. They didn't give up anything deep today, or not today, yesterday. They gave up 1 deep pass, but that was just miscommunication, and the guy didn't even score. Defense did a good job in the first half, only gave up 6 points. Both of them were field goals. Second half, things got rocky. Jeff Driscoll found his way. Jeff Driscoll came to life, threw a couple touchdowns. Nothing serious, though. We were able to hold them off. And then the last drive of the game, though, was the most important. We were winning 26-21. It was 4th and 3, and they were at our 20 with 2 minutes left. And Jeff Driscoll, someone on their offensive line for the Broncos, messed up an assignment because I believe it was Mike Hilton that came rushing through and absolutely obliterated Jeff Driscoll. And we won the game because of it. Went 26-21. I mean, I feel like we could have won that game anyway. Even if they did score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion, we could get a field goal or maybe even a touchdown to tie it up. Ben was playing that good. There was only 1 throw that Ben made that I really didn't like. He threw an interception, but he held the ball for so long. He had 5, 6, 7 seconds, and then he got rid of it. He didn't throw it out of bounds, though. It was 3rd and 16. He decided to chuck it up to, I think it was Deontay Johnson, and he didn't get it, and it was picked off. But it didn't matter. Special teams. Chris Boswell, let's see, he went 4 for 4 on kicks. He made a field goal and 3 extra points. So, that's obviously really good. And then we had a safety on special teams. As weird as that sounds, the punter, they had to punt out of their end zone. I think he muffed the punt, or he dropped it. He dropped the snap, and he couldn't pick it up because our special teams got there so fast that we got on top of him, and the ball rolled out of the back of the end zone. And that gave us our 26th point, and we were winning like 26-14, I think, at the time. We scored the same amount of points in both weeks. And then also punting. Punting concerns me a tiny bit because Dustin Colquitt, the Super Bowl MVP. What? He's a punter. The Super Bowl champion of last year. He played for the Chiefs. We no longer have Jordan Berry. You can get the ball like 40 yards. Like, Jordan Berry definitely had more distance, I think, than Dustin Colquitt. I think Dustin Colquitt works more on maybe accuracy and where the ball lands more than distance, which is good. Because our defense is so good. Like, the Giants and the Broncos have had the ball several times on their 40. Great field position. But our defense is so good that we stop them pretty often. But yeah, overall great performance by the team, I think. Defense, eventually, we kind of gave away a little bit. But I have an alibi for that, and that's because I'm not kidding, the refs, honestly, I felt were a little bit biased toward the Broncos. What was there, 6 pass interference calls, 5 or 6 pass interference calls on the Steelers, and not 1 on the Broncos. There's maybe two of 5 or 2 of 6 of those pass interference I agreed with, but the rest of them were pretty no, they weren't pass interference. However, there was the 3rd and actually no, it was 4th and 2. We went for it instead of kicking it, and Eric Ebron could have caught it. It was a decent pass by Ben, but the defender literally wrapped his arms around Eric Ebron, and he couldn't reach the ball because he couldn't run since he was wrapped, and they decided not to call it. But besides the refs, we still pulled through. Still did a decent performance. And next week, who do we got? We got the Texans. That's a good game. Steelers-Texans. I'm not sure if it's in Houston or if it's in Pittsburgh, but I feel like we'll win that game. We just got to stop Deshaun Watson. Definitely the toughest QB to sack, besides maybe Ben himself, because Deshaun Watson's very evasive. But yeah, they don't have DeAndre Hopkins anymore. They have who's their running back? Freaking David Johnson. He doesn't really scare me because, he's old. I feel like we can handle him. Our running defense is really good. We've given up maybe, 80 rushing yards in the last 2 games. So that's pretty good. Oh, yeah, also, congrats to Big Ben for passing Eli Manning in touchdown passes and touchdown passes. No, I was right the first time. Touchdown passes and passing yards yesterday. And he passed them both on 7th overall. And he tied Brett Favre for most 80-plus yard receptions in one game. Or not in one game. Why did I say one game? In his career, for the most. Because he had a great pass on the sideline to Chase Claypool, who caught it and ran all the way. And, yeah, that basically sums it up. I got to get ready for the Texans next week. I think it's at 1. It might be at 4, though. It's definitely not a night game. I'm almost 100% sure of that. But, yeah, I'll see you guys next week when I talk about the Steelers-Texans game. I'll probably post a video before that. I don't know, though. School's been kind of rough for me a little bit. I've been working long nights for school, studying a lot. But then again, it's high school, I gotta be very, very attentive, very focused on my high school stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later. And go Steelers. We're 2-0.